Don't speak. Well, in this session, we are going to see a new concept called handling HTTP requests and responses. Okay, as of now, we handled servlet request by using javax.servlet package. So in that, to take the request and provide the response, we used the method called service method. The service method will take request object, response object and formulate the response. There is one more approach to handle the servlets. The package is javax.servlet.http. Okay, so using HTTP, how we are going to handle servlets? How you are going to handle the request and responses? For that, there are two approaches. The first approach is handling HTTP GET request. Okay, so first method we need to handle GET request. GET request. Later we will go with handle. We are going to handle post request. Post request. The difference between get and post I will tell you later, but how the servlets are executed for get and post request we will see first. Let us take one form. I have a form called doGet.html. In that, I kept a student name with one text field and I created one selection control in HTML. Okay, so for selecting a branch, computer science, electronics, and electrical engineering. The parameter names are what? S name. I said already to read the servlet parameters, name of the element is very important. So for text field to read, S name. For a selection control value to read, we need to use the parameter name as a branch. Okay. When this form is submitted, when I submitted this form, it has to execute one servlet which is stored in the web server. The servlet is accessed by using one URL pattern called get data. So I am submitting my form to a servlet whose URL pattern is get data. How I am submitting? Here the importance is method equal to get. When method equal to get, the form is submitted by using get request. Okay, HTTP get request. Now we will see the web.xml file get data maps to which servlet. So if I go to web.xml, the get data is mapping to one servlet class HTTP get. Okay. Now what happens when I submit my form? I have to execute HTTP get servlet. So what this HTTP get servlet is doing? Okay. So here I am handling the form data by using what is that HTTP get approach. To handle in get approach, you have to write for your form method equal to get. Okay. In the get, every servlet usually extends a generic servlet. But when I use HTTP methods now, you have to extend every servlet by using HTTP servlet class. Okay. So before that we extended every servlet with generic servlet. Now we have to extend every servlet with HTTP servlet. Why? Because HTTP servlets will provide some additional features which are not provided by a generic servlet. Those we will see in the future classes. Until that time, when form method equal to get, then you have to handle your request by using what is it? HTTP get. So to handle that request, I have to implement one method called doGet. Right? So service method we are written. Now we have to write what? doGet method. Okay. When form method equal to get, you have to handle the request by using doGet. In doGet, same thing. There is one request object and response object. Okay. So what I am trying to do, you know already, to get the student name, my parameter here is S name. How you are getting the value? Get parameter of S name, so that the name value will comes here. Next one, branch. Tell me, branch is the name. What is its value? If you select computer science engineering, its value will be CSC. If you select electrical engineering, whose value will be what is that? Triple E. Okay, so get parameter of a branch, then which course you selected, whose value will come, not this complete string, its value will come. So what is the value? Either CSE, ECE or triple E. So finally in do get method, what I am doing, request is taken, response is formulated. So from the request I am taking one by one parameter by using the method get parameter. Okay, so the data will be accessed. As you know, this dot class file you have to place in the project structure what we did earlier. Okay, so now I will execute this on the server side. So localhost colon 8080 slash my apps. Okay, my servlet name is do get dot html. Okay, so I gave some name as let us take Karthik is the name given. Okay, I want to choose the branch as electronic communication engineering. So now what happens, that is very important. When you fill the form data and click on register button, it is going to submit to the server with a URL pattern get data. So get data will maps to a class called HTTP get. In HTTP get, I am getting the name of the student and branch value. Okay. Now what is my output? The student is Karthik and the selected course is what is that? ECE. Right? You won't get electronic communication engineering because whose value is ECE. So if you see my code in doget.html, for electronics and communication engineering, whose value will be what is that? ECE. So this kind of handling a request, you call it as what? First approach, handling HTTP GET request. In overall, to handle GET request, okay, in the form, method must be specified as GET and the servlet should handle the request and response by using one method called doGet method. Okay, so doGet method, then your request is handled in GET approach. Similarly, go to post approach. In post approach, what we will do is in the form, you have to write method equal to post. In the form, method equal to post. Next, servlet should be handled by using one method called doPost method. Okay, these are provided by the package. What is that? javax.servlet.http.star. Okay, so see the doPost approach. In doPost, okay, same example I am taking. Name of the branch is the parameter. S name is the parameter for name. Okay, when I submit this button, it has to execute one servlet associated with the URL pattern post data. Now I will go to web.xml file. Post data is mapped to one servlet class HTTP post. So go to HTTP post. In HTTP post, what you have to do? Every servlet has to extend HTTP servlet, and because my form method is, see the form method is post. That's why your method should be do post method. So inside a do post, request and response object, same way I am getting get parameter of S name, get parameter of branch. Okay, so now I will execute this by taking my apps do post dot html. Okay, here I will write some student name as Jahnavi. So she selected one branch called electrical engineering. Tell me, when I click on this register button, what happened? When I click on this HTML form submission, post data URL is mapped If you go to post data, there is something called HTTP post class. So that class is taking the data and displaying as a response. Now what is my output? The student is Jahnavi, selected course is EEE. Again it is giving value only. Okay. When you select electrical engineering, it will give its value from the selection control. Okay. Only values of the HTML elements we will retrieve. Right. So this is the way we need to handle HTTP GET and POST request. Okay. So what makes actually the difference between GET and POST? First point, if it is by GET method, okay, GET method, form data is submitted using query string attached in URL. Okay, please keenly observe my example here. I will go back with again do get method only, do get dot html. Okay, enter. See here, see on the address bar, this is your URL actually, right? So this is your URL. Here I am writing some name as, okay, so Kiran Kumar. Okay, the selected branch is computer science. Please concentrate on the address bar. In do get approach, that is if form is submitted by using get method, the entire form data, what is my form data? Kiran Kumar and computer science engineering value is what? CSC. These two are attached in the URL only. If you see my URL, you will see Kiran Kumar is there, the branch selected is CSC. These two are attached in the URL and sent to the server. So the server will take those values from this URL only. From this URL only. This kind of approach you call it as what? Get approach. With the get approach, what is happened? Form data is visible. Form data is visible. So when it is visible means not much secure. Not much secure for passwords, okay, passwords, OTPs, etc. Okay, usually we will prefer for small data, small forms data is there means then you have to go for get method. Now I will go with post. In this case, form data is submitted, form data is submitted using a HTTP packet, using a HTTP packet. How it is happened, you see. In my apps, I am executing again do post dot html. Okay. Here I am taking some name as, okay, Chandra Reddy. Okay. He selected the course as electronics and communication. Now concentrate. If it is a do get, your form data is sent by attaching in the URL only. From URL only server is taking. But when you go with the post approach, your form data is submitted in a packet and that packet is sent to the server. So it is not visible. Just click on register. See here, you can't see in the URL any of your form data. Means what is the meaning? Okay, so invisible form data is invisible. When it is invisible means what is the meaning? Right, much secure. No one will see, either client side or server side, no one will see from outside. Okay, large and complex forms, right, uses this post approach. Okay, because it is attaching to the URL, limits the size of a form. Here there is no limit on the size of a form. No limit on size of a form. Okay. So these are the two differences between when form is submitted with get and when the form is submitted with a post. So finally, in this session, handling HTTP request. One is by using get and other one is by using what is that post. If it is get, the form is submitted by using method equal to get and execute do get method. If it is with post, the method equal to post in the form and servlet method should be do post is implemented. The main differences for get and post I said. You can choose any one that it depends on your form security and amount of data in the form. Okay. So this is handling HTTP requests by using the package javax.servlet.http.